everybody, thanks for joining me today. Dr. Ross Marchigiani with another great talk at Turnpaugh Health and Wellness Center. Today we're going to be talking about a specific molecule called glutathione. We'll be diving into what is glutathione, how is glutathione produced, who can benefit from taking this molecule, and then how much should we take if we decide to take glutathione. Let's dive in. So first, what is glutathione? Well, glutathione at its pure structural base is a tripeptide, meaning it is 3 amino acids combined together to make a peptide. In this case, glutathione is made of a cysteine, which is considered a non-essential amino acid, meaning our body will produce it. We don't need to consume it in order to have it circulating in our body. But the cysteine is really important to make this glutathione. It's one of the piece of 3 molecules or peptides or amino acids that are needed to make it. Cysteine is really important for the detoxification or the enhancement of detoxification in pushing phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification for liver function. Next is the glycine. Glycine is an essential amino acid, meaning we need to consume this from our diet in order to make this amino acid. Glycine is really important for brain transmission, so it's really important for neurotransmitter function in the brain. The last piece is glutamic acid. This is another non-essential amino acid. Again, we don't need to consume it, our body makes it, but it's a really potent and powerful excitatory neurotransmitter. So really important that we have this. So we add all those 3 together and that makes our glutathione. So how do we make it internally? We make it 3 ways internally. 1, we make it by de novo synthesis, meaning we actually make it in our body. We can actually produce glutathione in our body. The second way is we regenerate glutathione. So in our body, there's 2 forms of glutathione. We have the reduced form of glutathione, and then we have the oxidized form of glutathione. Think about the oxidized form is we can't really use it. It's not active. So we need to be able to get it to its reduced form. So that's step 2, regeneration. So the body can regenerate the oxidized glutathione into the reduced form. And then number 3, how we make it is recycling. So we recycle cysteine in the body, and then we package that together to make glutathione. So really important that we consume these, that we have these 3 processes go on, but each key factor of all these 3 processes is one key influence. We need ATP, either in the form of ATP or NADPH. Both of these need energy, and we need our mitochondria to function well, which glutathione you'll find out influences and affects our mitochondria. So glutathione comes from, we've kind of talked about that, but I just want to, this is a schematic that just shows you that glutathione is made in the brain, specifically can be made from the astrocyte. So this just shows you how the astrocyte produces glutathione, and that this can actually influence neurotransmitters in the brain, and that it's actually effective for brain function. Also, glutathione is produced by methylation. So methylation cycle, this is where we get into where we don't want to have high homocysteine markers, as you can see here. It goes from homocysteine to cystathionine to cysteine, and then from there, cysteine will make glutathione. But we don't want to have really high markers of homocysteine because that can lead to increased chances of stroke. But we don't want it so low that we don't have the assembly line to make our glutathione. So really important there. And that being said, making sure we're having good B vitamins such as B6, B9 your folate, B12 your methylcobalamin, and B6 would be typically in the form of P5P, which is pyridoxal 5-phosphate, to help with the methylation cycle. So benefits of glutathione. So really, without reading through this list here, the primary benefits is that glutathione is a major antioxidant, meaning it protects the body from free radicals. And the second aspect is that it is really important for helping detoxification. Detoxification of mercury, molds, and other metals, and also something called POPs, persistent organic pollutants as well. But real quick, we'll go over some of the facts. It uses antioxidants such as superoxide, hydroxyl radicals, nitric oxide, and carbon radicals. So it uses some of these processes that can be damaging, and it actually will break these down. It's a cofactor for several antioxidant enzymes, as I already talked about. It helps to regenerate vitamin C and vitamin E, which are natural antioxidants as well. It neutralizes free radicals by phase 1 liver metabolism of chemical toxins. So basically, like phase 1 detoxification, that phase can build up, and if phase 2 isn't going, we basically have a lot of toxins circulating. It can be harmful for us. Glutathione prevents phase 1 toxins from building up. As kind of in conjunction with that last statement, glutathione helps with the conjugation of phase 1 intermediates to phase 2 detoxification, so that these intermediates can now become water soluble, so they can be metabolized by the kidneys. So it helps to transition phase 1 intermediates or metabolites to phase 2 detoxification, so we can push through the detox pathways appropriately. As I kind of attested to already, it's a really major transport of mercury out of cells in the brain, really important. Also mold, it does really well with mold and other metals such as lead, cadmium, aluminum, other adjuvants like that. And then also it's really important and vital for mitochondrial function and the maintenance of mitochondrial DNA. So again, remember when we talked about our 3 ways we produce it? All 3 ways need energy, and glutathione, the energy we get from our mitochondria, glutathione helps to keep our mitochondria vital and alive. So who can benefit from this? So people with neurodegenerative disorders such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ALS, Huntington's disease. Actually, a really good study came out that showed that with Parkinson's patients, that they had a 50% reduction in glutathione in the substantia nigra, which is the part that's affected in Parkinson's and has low dopamine levels. But they used glutathione intravenously with these Parkinson's patients and found that they had roughly about a 42 decline in progression of symptoms about 2 to 4 months after treatment with glutathione. So Bennett really shows some positive benefits with Parkinson's patients. Other people with pulmonary diseases such as asthma, COPD, restrictive airway disease, immune diseases such as our autoimmune disease, which can be a long list, but Hashimoto's, rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes, ulcerative colitis, that entire gambit of autoimmune conditions. Cardiovascular disease such as hypertension, MI, chronic age-related issues such as cataracts, glaucoma, other issues along with that. Liver diseases, hence improving liver detox, and cystic fibrosis. But really at its core, I feel like glutathione, everyone should be consuming some glutathione. I consume it PRN or as needed. It's almost kind of like a palliative supplement that I use regularly. So how can we get this? So we can supplement with it, but let me just talk a little bit before we go into supplementation. So focusing on liver detoxification. So eating good liver detoxifying foods such as your sulfur amino acids, eating almonds, eating things that help to enhance liver detoxification will produce glutathione. Improving your methylation cycle, which will make more glutathione. So again, like I talked about, your B6, your B9, your B12 supplementation. And then also we can use precursors. So the first precursor here to glutathione, meaning we need to have this available to make glutathione, or it helps to shuttle and make more glutathione, is alpha lipoic acid, or more commonly known as ALA. Consuming about 100 to 200 milligrams per day is beneficial to increase glutathione production. Selenium is another precursor to glutathione, about 250 milligrams per day. N-acetylcysteine, again, this is another precursor to glutathione. About 600 milligrams per day can be beneficial to boosting your serum glutathione. We can do glutathione orally. If you do, just make sure it comes in a liposomal form, which basically means a fat ball. I also make sure to tell patients to consume a nice fatty meal when you're having glutathione, just to enhance absorption. So oral glutathione, 800 milligrams to 1 gram per day. You can do topical glutathione. That's going to be roughly about the same dosage, just to be careful with that because it's hard to determine transdermally the absorption through the dermis there. Next would be nebulizing glutathione, about 600 milligrams per day. So that's something where you're going to be breathing it in through the mouth. And then also we can do IV glutathione, which is starting to become seen as more beneficial as more research and more studies are done via IV intravenous glutathione. So you can start at our clinic, we do IV glutathione. We can typically start on the lower end, about 600 milligrams, and eventually work up to around 300 milligrams during a session. We just have to be careful if you're not with a established practice. If you infuse too quickly, you can get some side effects such as runny nose, coughing. You can get some dizziness or some vertigo if we infuse too fast, and also you can get a little bit of burning or phlebitis possibly through the vein, just inflammation of the veins if it's infused too fast. So just being aware of that you're with a good clinic that knows what they're doing. So that's what we have for today about glutathione, some good tips. Again, I'd recommend everyone consuming glutathione at least as a palliative need, just because it's so beneficial, but making sure also you're getting your blood work done. You can get glutathione serum tested. You typically want it to be right around 250 to 300 if you're looking at your serum glutathione, but a really beneficial molecule to be consuming for detoxification and antioxidant protection. Thanks for your time, and if you know anyone that can benefit from this video, please share this video and just get more knowledge to the community out there. Thank you for your time and have a good day.